everybody, and welcome to the beach edition of the Drama Behind the Curtain. I'm your star host, Dilsen, and today we have a very special guest, the one and only modern Shakespeare himself, the father of reality drama. Please welcome Mr. Eugene O'Neill.
Thank you for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure, really, Mr. O'Neill. So we have a lot to cover today, and really hope you enjoy the show. Alright everybody, so we've got a jam-packed show of drama behind the curtain today. But first up, we'd like to ask you a couple questions about your early childhood and what got you into writing. So, to start with, is it true that your father was an actor who traveled from place to place, leaving you in a bad situation for your education and, making friends and living life as a kid?
Yes.
Sorry to be so direct, but, is it also true that your mother was a drug addict, which was really influential on your life and on your plays, as a lot of them have the plot of the drug addict?
Yeah, it is true.
I had a very interesting question, which is, if you could have chosen any other career other than drama, what would it be? Would you rather be an actor or a writer?
Honestly, I'd rather be a writer. There are more things I would write about my life that would be that will inspire others than act.
Oh, so you'd be afraid that acting meaningless stories would be less influential on others, rather than writing the plays where you can actually express emotion and reach out to the viewer's heart and their soul.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's move on to the next segment of our show, but before we do, here's a quick commercial. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? My friend's coming over and they want food. I don't have any food, and pizza takes half an hour. What am I gonna do?
Hey dude, can I get a slice of hey dude, I'm hungry. Can I get food?
Oh man, but I ordered pizza and it's only been 28 minutes. That's not gonna be here for another 20 minutes.
Dude, you ordered from Pizza Hut. It was here 5 minutes ago.
That's right! Pizza Hut, always on time! Da-da-da-da. Hey, Mr. O'Neill, how about that great Pizza Hut pizza? Always there on time.
And delicious.
So, Mr. O'Neill, now I'd like to move on to family life. Considering your son committed suicide, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I failed my son. Like he died because I didn't teach him life well.
Well, I see what you're getting at there, but it wasn't completely your fault. I mean, he was onto drugs and stuff. Let's not get into that dark topic. But let's continue on that family line. So, your daughter, who married Charlie Chaplin when she was 18 and he was almost your age, how did that make you feel? Were you enraged by it?
I was. A man his age should not marry a girl the same age as my daughter. And even though I strictly gave her no permission to marry him, she went behind my back and still did it.
So it's the backbite and the disrespect that really hurts you more than the fact that she married an elder man.
Yeah.
Alright, I see how you feel. I once had a dog and I told it to stay, but it didn't and it got run over. So now, Mr. O'Neill, we would like to move on to a more delicate subject, which I think you might not be ready for. But what was the problem with you and your several spouses? I think there were a lot of marital issues, which is why you got several divorces. Could you please further enlighten us on that?
Well, you know, when you have a full-time job as a playwright, it's hard to keep that happy relationship with people.
Especially when you were writing about such dark topics. It was,
yeah. And most of my work reflecting on my life, my spouses, they really like how I didn't have enough time with my sons and daughters.
I see what you mean. So now let's talk a bit about your education. While growing up, you went to Catholic schools and had problem with religion. I understand that. I myself had problem with the religion. But another thing I wanted to ask you was, how did it feel being asked to leave Princeton, one of the most prestigious colleges in the United States?
You know, it was sad. It was a disappointment, but I had to get my act together.
And you also spent the next couple of years, finding yourself, living as a sailor, resorting to alcoholism. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I didn't want to be the people my parents were, alcoholics, drug addicts. So I tried living my life at the edge.
I understand. And another question I wanted to ask you is, the next year, after all of that, after all of the sailing, the alcoholism, you attended a course at Harvard. Was that what changed your mind about being a playwright and wanting to pursue it?
Yes, I really wanted to get into the showbiz.
I understand. Thank you so much for this little enlightenment on education. I'm sure viewers watching all around the world will take their colleges way more seriously now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching our show. But before we leave, we'd like to play one little game with Mr. Eugene O'Neill. And after that, we'll have a full life bio, so please check that out. When I say a word, you say what comes to mind first, okay? So I'll start with wives,
Waste of time.
family,
Hatred.
tragedy,
Many.
love,
Useless.
plays.
Money.
Alright, thank you so much. That was Eugene O'Neill, and we'll catch you later for the full life bio. Be sure to drop a like. Alright, thank you so much, Eugene O'Neill, for coming to our show. We hope you enjoyed this, and please leave a like on the full bio coming up next. Thank you. This is Dilsen clocking out. O'Neill was a great American playwright credited as being the next Shakespeare. He won several prizes and was born in 1888 in Times Square, New York City. He died November 27, 1953 in Boston, Massachusetts, United States. Eugene O'Neill won several prizes, including the Honorable Nobel Prize in Literature, the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, Tony Awards for Best Play, and Outer Critics Circle Award for Best Play. He was a great playwright in general. O'Neill's family life was very complicated. He was born to an actor and a drug addict, as his father was an actor and he ended up moving from place to place in his childhood. His mother was a drug addict, which later turned out to be very bad for him. O'Neill had siblings. O'Neill's family was very complex, as he had many spouses who he later divorced. He also had lots of children, out of which one was famous, as she married Charlie Chaplin when she was 18 and he was over 50 years old. O'Neill wrote several plays such as Long Day's Journey into Night, The Iceman Cometh, Desire Under the Elms, The Hairy Ape, Morning Becomes Electra, A Moon for the Misforgotten, and Anna Christie. These were all great plays as their plots were very thick, unlike the other plays going around in the 1900s. This was an amazing step for mankind, basically for drama. Eugene O'Neill was a great man, no doubt, but there are a lot of things we can learn from him and a lot of things we shouldn't. For example, what we could learn from him is how to turn tragedies into great success. The thing we wouldn't learn from him is how to be smoking and always lose spouses and have a depressing life. I think he was a great man overall, taking away nothing from his drama.